70 miles off the Korean coast, a B-1B Lancer flies in a straight line at moderate altitude. It is a deliberate, technically legal patrol along the coastline, 140 feet of American swept-wing hardware making a very specific point to the radar operators on the ground. Pyongyang responds by scrambling a MiG-29 from Sunchin Air Base. Ground control feeds vectors, and the pilot climbs hard toward the coast on a direct intercept course for the bomber. The pilot executes an impressive pass, coming close enough to cause a collision. In his training, these maneuvers are designed to force Western aircraft to flinch and turn away. When he pulls alongside for a second pass, he looks through the bomber's windscreen and sees a crew member holding a beverage thermos. They are sipping drinks while he flies on the edge of a mid-air disaster. The fact that the American crew does not react to his presence serves as the first fracture in his worldview. He is flying the best jet his nation possesses, yet he is being treated with the same concern as a pigeon standing in the road. In Pyongyang, political status dictates military hierarchy. The government's paranoia creates a system where skill is secondary to a verified history of obedience. To sit in this cockpit, a pilot needs 3 generations of verified political loyalty. Parents, grandparents, and uncles are all checked against a cooperation list. A single cousin with a questionable remark at a party meeting can end a flight career before it begins. This pilot was raised on the belief that the MiG-29 is the apex of aviation technology, capable of matching any Western fighter and tracking stealth aircraft that the rest of the world considers invisible. This confidence is not based on combat data, but on a fragile bubble of propaganda. He has spent 20 years surrounded by posters and lectures telling him he is unmatched, with no objective reality to compare it to. The confidence breaks when his radar warning receiver shifts from a gentle scan to a solid lock tone. A weapon is aimed at him from directly behind. He pulls the stick into a hard left bank. An F-22 Raptor is sitting in the airspace he occupied moments ago, flying casually. He slews his targeting radar toward the American fighter. Despite the Raptor being close enough to see the canopy glass, the MiG-29's fire control returns a completely blank report. The regime's most advanced military technology is failing an exam it didn't know it was taking. His sensors are pointed directly at the most dangerous fighter on the planet and insisting the sky is empty. The American pilot tilts his aircraft and opens the weapons bay doors, revealing that the bay is empty. He flew into North Korean airspace without a single weapon loaded, indicating he did not consider the MiG-29 a threat worth arming against. The North Korean pilot slides his MiG-29 behind the unarmed Raptor, only to find a second F-22 already sitting behind him. This Raptor carries 6 AIM-120 missiles, racked and ready to end the encounter in seconds. As he sits bracketed by 2 aircraft his country said could not exist, the pilot faces a choice. If his instructors lied about the capability of the F-22 and the power of his own radar, he has to wonder what else in his life is fiction. At 22,000 feet, he is suspended between 2 aircraft that could erase him before he could blink. The realization of his own vulnerability is total. His hands move away from his weapons controls and toward the radio panel. He abandons his training protocols and tunes to the open guard frequency, the channel monitored by every military aircraft in the theater. His English is fractured, learned from a manual he wasn't supposed to have. He tells the Americans he is not returning to base and requests safe passage and asylum. In this moment, the training that once defined his identity breaks. He is no longer acting as a soldier of the state. He is a man making a bid to survive. The F-22s immediately slide into an escort formation. They turn their missiles outward, transforming from hunters into a shield for the defecting pilot. Pyongyang orders 2 more MiG-29s to scramble. Their instructions are blunt: destroy the defector and the aircraft before they reach South Korean airspace. The pursuing pilots push their throttles to the stops. They are driven by the knowledge that the regime punishes a bloodline for the failures of a single man. For them, the cost of losing this chase is measured in the lives of their families. The ensuing chase becomes a race south, with the pursuers knowing that the Supreme Leader's wrath is the only thing more certain than the physics of the aircraft they are trying to catch. The pursuers close within 40 kilometers and begin building a firing solution on their former comrade. Their fingers move to the weapon release buttons. Suddenly, their own warning receivers light up. They are being targeted by aircraft that their radar screens say do not exist. The flight lead faces an impossible calculation. He can pull the trigger and satisfy the regime for a moment, or he can look at the invisible threat and realize that taking the shot means immediate death. He orders his wingman to break and return to base. The possibility of facing punishment tomorrow is briefly preferable to the certainty of being vaporized right now. The defector crosses the border and touches down on the concrete at Osan Air Base. As the engines spool down, he is met not by a firing squad, but by a professional reception. As the canopy opens, he sees a sunlit runway and people approaching him without weapons drawn. He is not being dragged away. He is being treated with a level of professional respect he was told didn't exist in the West. The act of landing is a physical arrival, but the transformation occurred miles up in the sky, in the moment he chose to speak into that radio and let the indoctrination die.